Hello, 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 hello. Happy Wednesday. You guys know what time it is. It is time for dating diaries. Dating diaries. Now, we've had an interesting week because earlier this week we had a conversation we had Greg, and then we had Josh, and then we had Chris, and it was all quite interesting. But let me bring my co host in, Scorpio Moe, before we get into all the things that we got into
Here.
over the weekend and at the top of the week.
Oh, yes. It's been an interesting few days.
It
How
has.
you doing, first of all? You good?
I'm good. I'm good. I have had a busy day. I have some family in. My aunt is here. It was good to see her. I hadn't seen her in a long time, so she came down to visit. So, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Seeing family is always good.
Always.
Got the event I did with CeeLo on Monday went really well. That was good. So we were able to give him a builders award and also a proclamation from DeKalb County for his nonprofit work. So that was really good.
Good, good, good.
Yeah. So I got no complaints. What about you?
Uh, Working like a slave.
Hey.
Um, I'm getting some things done. I got some stuff coming up this weekend I'm excited about. It's going, I'm working on so in silence, but it's coming.
Okay. Okay.
It's yeah. Other than that, man. Oh, and they're having some interesting DMs based around I'm sure, and I know you have too, based around
Yes.
the last few interviews.
Never ever Mets. Man, the never ever Mets have turned up.
What's
And
up,
we
y'all?
we thought we were finished with them, but we're not finished
They're
yet.
not finished. Even if we are, they're not finished with each other, apparently.
Right. Let me ask you this, because tonight's dating diaries, but I thought it would be good for us to kind of, because the never ever Mets is examples of dating, right? And so I know we're going to talk about some other dating issues, but I did want to ask you, like,
Our tips.
yeah, our tips, and I think our tips could be based on what we observed um, throughout the season, and even in the live conversations that we had.
Okay.
Um, so I'm gonna start out. Guys. Hey, Monica. Hey,
And,
DeQueasy. Hey,
and
D.
just in case, can we put the link in the thing? Just in case somebody does have a
Yeah,
dilemma.
let me put the link in case you have something to add to the conversation. Now, I'm gonna say this because I know a lot of you don't want to be seen on camera. If you have comments and you're willing to do audio, we will take the audio. But with audio, what you're not gonna do is stay up here for 45 minutes on audio and talk. If you have something to say,
Be in,
um, yeah, we'll take the comments for audio, but it's gonna be in and out. You're not gonna just sit here on audio for 30 minutes, because sometimes people don't want to leave the chat when they get in. But if you're on audio, it just doesn't make sense for you to stay. But I'm going to put the link in the chat, and then I'm going to start with my dating tip. And this is based on, I'm always going to speak for the ladies. This is based on what I saw with the situation with Diamond and Aaron H, right?
okay.
So my thing is this, and you guys, if you are interested in coming on, the link is right there,
Right there.
right there in the chat. I'll put it again in the chat in a little bit. But if you're interested in coming on, we welcome you, because I think a lot of you saw these conversations, and I think you may have something to add. But my thing is this with Diamond and Aaron. What I would say to women is, I would advise against, and this is just Crystal XO's opinion. I would advise against dating or even being open to date someone that is using someone when you meet them, right? So if a man is, using another woman for her, I've got a girlfriend that was dating a guy, and he was living with a girl. He claimed he didn't like the girl, but he needed some place to stay. I feel like, as women, a lot of times we think that what we bring to a man is going to be so much different. And it is. it can be different, but how he treats a woman he's in a relationship with shows you his character. So if he is okay using a woman, right, for her home, for her money, for her car. I know a guy right now driving somebody's car around, and when he sees you, he dogs the woman out, can't stand her, she ain't this, she ain't that. And yet he is in her car, driving
Bring
it.
that car back to Jody. Bring that car back.
Bring that car back.
Put gas in that lady car, Jody.
Bring And let me tell you something, sis. He is running the motor. I mean, running it ragged. The car sounds horrible. Not only is he driving the car, he's dogging it out. He's not taking care of it like he would if it was his car. And you know what? It is indicative of what he will one day do to you. So my advice is pay attention to how a man talks about his exes, or if he's in a situation, nothing good. How you start is usually how you finish. And if you meet him and he is using another woman, chances is one day that shoe will be on your foot and you may not like how it fits. So that's my tip. My tip is, as opposed to thinking, well, he just did her like that because she wasn't good for him and he didn't like her. And all, men, everybody talks about their exes. But to me, if I meet a man and all he has to say is negatives about his exes, I know he's trying to set me up to one day be that ex. Now, if you meet someone and he's like, you know what, I'm down on my luck right now. I'd rather you tell me you're down on your luck. We could be friends. We could work it, be friends while you're working it out. But if you tell me you're down on your luck and you're staying with somebody that likes you and you're using her as a place to stay, I don't trust you. I don't trust you. More importantly, I don't trust your character. And that's just not a good foundation for a future relationship. So that's my dating tip. Leave people where they are.
I like that.
What you got? What you got?
So we're basing this around the show.
Just things that we observed, issues that we may have observed during this last 6 weeks.
Got you. I would say stand firm on who you are, who you really are, not who you want her to get to like. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The character you want her to get to like. Stand firm on who you are. If you're a no-nonsense guy, and you don't have to be mean about it, just stand on your principles. You know what I mean? If that's not what you do, because a lot of times brothers, I know, do things because you like her, so you want to agree that whatever it is, that you might not necessarily do that. But because you like her, you pretend to do it.
Mm.
I know several dudes like that. And then when you start,
make it real for us. Give us an example.
Okay. I know a guy that normally would go out with his friends at least on Sundays to watch the game during football season.
Mm-hmm.
And when he got with her, she wasn't into football. And she was like, she was like, well, I do this one, go to brunches, do all these other things while the game is on. His game at that. So he pretended to do that, and they would hear the game, bits and pieces at work or whatever he can catch on Sports Center, right?
Okay.
And feeling away, and then he let that. I know somebody that let it. They think they met halfway during the season, and he pretended. So when the next football season came around, he tried to do what he normally do, and it looked foreign to her. You know what I mean? Like, that ain't what you do. And it's actually what he did. He belonged to a group, and they would meet at a certain sports bar. Mm-hmm. It's the whole community. They had 4 tables, and their team sat at that table. All the people that supported that franchise.
So he missed a season?
Half a season because she wasn't into football. But she was what he liked. I don't know if he ever had that before. But
she basically we're talking about look. So she was very pretty.
She was very pretty, and he felt like he lucked up, and she liked to do other things than what he did. And he felt as though in order to keep her, he had to do these things. And once, you get used to it, so whole season comes back around, at this time, I think it was like in the beginning of November. So football season comes back around next September, same. And that now he's trying to do, because he missed the half the season. Where you at? These kind of things. He would bump into people that were part of that team. They had a Facebook group and everything.
Mm.
So now he tries to go back to being himself. And some of the things that he like, they go bowling. She wasn't into none of that.
So basically, he was only doing things. The Queasy says allowing yourself to be uncomfortable to make the other person comfortable. So he was not comfortable doing these things, but he did it because he was trying to impress her.
Or he thought it might lose her. What? You go, whatever it is, I do too. You watch Lifetime? So do I. What? You know what I'm saying? Because you thinking that's buying you in and that's locking you in when you don't really do that. I know some guys are afraid to state a real opinion around because they're afraid that's going to run her off. And then when it starts, and then she looks, his friends are like, oh, this is him. And she's like, she don't recognize this guy. You understand what I'm saying?
I do. I guess, let me ask you this, because I think we saw some of that, the opposite of that with Chris, right?
That's my point.
Chris was determined to be himself regardless of who was around. Now,
you don't have to be nasty with it.
I have a little bit of a different perspective on that. And I say, because I think sometimes men, like, if a girl is talking about how when she's around her girls, she may talk different than when she does when she's with her guy. But that may not mean that that's not her. That could just, we all have different versions of ourselves, right? So I guess, within reason, because I do think that, if a man is involved with a woman, he really loves her, he's probably not gonna be talking about fat asses and tits around.
But that's talking. I'm saying activity wise, things you like to do, not what you say.
Okay, cool.
I understand that. I
thought you wanted him to be like,
no. I don't date a woman and be like, yo, what's up, my G? Like, come on, I'm soft around women. You know what I'm saying?
But do you let them hear you talk like you would talk, like when you and I are out, you'll be like,
no, they hear that, but they hear me talking outward. And they hear me, but I'm not talking to, you see what I'm saying? It's a different, I'm not changing how do I say it? There's a softer version. I'm not with, like, how I talk to you is how I would talk to, what I'm saying? Unless I'm talking intimate with a woman, I'm talking the same way. Yeah. But I'm not talking to her like I'm talking to my dudes. Be like, yo, what's up? And grabbing that, shaking her hand.
No, I'm not talking about the way. I'm talking about the content. So if you're
the content, I don't bring up certain subjects with a woman that I would around and be like, yo, you see this bad Instagram? Like, we ain't doing that with the chick.
Right. I'm just making sure, because that's what Chris was doing.
No, I'm talking about activity wise.
Gotcha.
Doing, not saying what you like to do, doing what you normally like to do. If you're with a bowling team, you meet this chick, she don't like to bowl, you stop, then you miss it, then you go back, and she's like, who is this? And I believe in compromise.
It's a compromise. It's a compromise. Like, I feel like it could be like, my husband likes to go out with his friends, his army buddies, his whatever, you know what I mean? So, now I'm not gonna lie, when we first started dating, no, he did go out. But we first started dating, I like to watch horse movies. Okay.
Oh, Lord.
I do. I like to watch Heartland and different horse, and he would watch them with me, but he didn't really like it. And then after he got me, I'd be like, you want to watch Heartland? He was like, no.
You see, there's like,
no.
I personally don't want to start nothing. I'm going to, and if I do see something to compromise, I let them know, not rub it in their face for you this time, I'll do that. But
That
don't
part,
think this is what I do.
that's good. I think that's the compromise, because I do think you have
Yeah.
things that each other,
I
like
would
to do.
share if a woman, I know a woman that was into sci-fi. I'm not into that. Now, it's not my fault. I keep falling asleep. I'm here though.
That ain't the same. You gotta stay awake.
No, I'm trying, but I
Are
already told you, and
are
you
you?
trying to school me on it and be like, the such and such, and I'll be like, I really don't care. But I'm here for you. But don't think I'm gonna be doing this every Wednesday. It's not.
No, Mo, I say I don't like that. I say you do it and you learn to like it because you care about her.
I say no. I will do it sometimes for you, but I will never do it all the time for us.
You remember on what was that movie that Chris Rock was on, and he was like, sometimes you gotta. It was like a reference to oral sex. She was like, you gotta do it for us, and she was like, I did this for us. Anyway,
Why did I get married?
no, it was
Or was it that one?
It was like, no, it was one where it was like five things. I forget. I'll find it and tell you guys next week. But it was that clip was Gabrielle Union. It was hilarious.
If I'm with a woman and she was like, let's go to do whatever, I will try to, like, I'm just saying.
But don't make her feel miserable.
No, I won't, because it's going to be some things that I will want to share with her. She might not be into it. I like cigar lounges. She might be like, well, you know what? I don't like to smoke, and I compromise, and I'll say, you know what? I have this place that has great ventilation. Matter of fact, the compromise is let's go to somewhere that has a patio outside.
Okay, that's a good.
Now you're sharing something that, you see what I'm saying? Because we want to share and with each other do. But I'm not mad at you if I ask you all the time, you say no because it's indoors or you want to go. Like, some things in a relationship is just for me, some things just for you, and then sometimes we meet in the middle or we naturally gravitate to the middle. Mm-hmm. But but be you, be whoever it is. If to that guy I was talking about, I was always telling, like, because you laughing at jokes with your friends and she don't think it's funny, but we've been laughing at these jokes for 20 years. Now she come in here and she was like, that's not funny. And now you feel like you trying to hold in your laugh. No!
Well, first of all, Gun Boss, and he said it's all the time. I do not like sitting around being a Care Bear. Well, you did it in the beginning, sir. You did it in the beginning. He would be watching those movies, those horse movies, like he really cared.
Was that before the draws or after the draws?
It was after.
Oh.
Some before, but mostly after.
Well, you still want to hang in there.
It was before we got engaged. As soon as we got engaged, he stopped watching it. Man, and you know what the crazy thing is, Mo? And you have to be honest because you're my friend first. I really was hurt because I really thought he liked what I liked.
Quick question: how many football games you watch?
Oh no! In fact, I bought him season tickets.
No. You sat down in the television in front of the TV with him.
I went to the games.
It's not.
I went to the games.
It's so many distractions at the games, Christal. You can entertain yourself. I'm talking about the television. And there you have it. Let me give you a trick to that.
He did set me up, Druzy. He set me up.
Let me give you a trick to that. If you're cooking in the kitchen, you ain't got time to watch the game.
Man, you know what?
You just run back and forth to the living room, like, what I miss? And then go back in the kitchen. Go back to the kitchen. I'm trying to help you out.
But it still benefits him because I'm in there cooking.
But what damn? He can't have anything beneficial?
C-Dub said yes, killing two birds with one stone.
Do you fake cooking the game and you go in it?
So I'm just in there making chicken and smothered gravy. Just smothered chicken, huh?
Hey, I'm just saying, man.
Anyway, yeah, he got me, And I did not like that. I don't like the fact that he will not watch. I mean, he won't even watch one now. Meanwhile, we were laid up. He watched a whole season when we were dating.
Yeah, you was wrong for that, Jack. You was wrong for that one. A whole season?
A whole season. He really made me think he liked it.
Well, he was. How was he doing when he was watching? Was he commenting stuff on stuff?
Sometimes, yes. But he's a Libra, and Libras will take you there.
He acted that whole shit out too.
He did. He did. He did. He acted. He was acted like he was involved. He knew the characters. Flag on the play, indeed, gun boss.
So he turned around and look at you. So what they saying is this what
no, trust me.
Giving him information like he into it.
He did not like it because I have tried to ask him. It was almost immediately after we got engaged. I tried to ask him to watch it again when it came back on the new season. He was like, nah. And then he was like, I don't even like that show. And I was like, what?
Yo.
He said when she went to the game, it was IG heaven for her. She had not watched any other game.
That's what I'm saying.
Something happened, she'll pop her head up and ask what happened. That's not true.
But there's so much stuff going on. You can watch the Jumbotron. It's too many distractions at the game.
I mean, I don't know about watching TV. Like, that is just that. I mean, I like the energy of the game.
Right. I'm cool.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I remember, and this is just a tip for any guys that watch this, because I feel like guys watch it, they just don't comment. Because remember, I told you I ran into that fireman. They watched the show at the firehouse. They just don't comment.
Watch what show?
The show, our show. But I feel like you guys should comment because we need more men chiming in.
Let me tell you something. I used to watch Lifetime. Yeah. And I got hip to it from a girlfriend.
By yourself?
I just told you I got hip to it through a girlfriend. What the?
But I'm saying,
ho. Afterwards, yes, I did watch it by myself. Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yes. Because back then they actually had some good stories in 1999 and 2000. It was the stories. I wouldn't have paid attention. I would have never known. It was some. This is before like the celebrities like Vivica Fox and all them got into it. This is before
like her. It's like her mother's treasure.
No, but a lot of them was based on real stories, and I was like,
they all are, Mo. It
was a dude that was like robbing banks, and he had a whole thing, and they never knew, and like it was wild stuff. Like, but
there's always a romantic aspect.
If you could get into the stories, and I'm watching it with her. I didn't know what I was watching, but I realized it was a good story. And then I told somebody, and they was making jokes. Lifetime for women? What are you watching? I'm like, I'm not watching it I'm not even thinking. I'm watching it with a woman. It's not like I'm watching it with
But then you started watching it alone. You started.
No, because at that time they had a channel. Before they were on the channel, it was Lifetime movies on A&E or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And I was like, I remembered it. And I was like, okay. But now they got corny because they got the celebrities doing it and it ain't the same. But I'm not
laying up with his pajamas on with some popcorn.
No, here's what I used to do. And me and her both used to. I used to iron my clothes for a week, sit up there and watch Lifetime. I'm being real. I have no shame. Listen, man, I'm confident. I'm cool. But hey, man, it is what it is.
Haitian Empress has entered the building. Okay. All right. So let's talk about what just happened.
Please.
Let's talk because those interviews happened back to back to back. And guys, we have one more coming up on Friday. And you're not going to get out of that one.
I want to try to get up. We could have did that one today.
I know, but it couldn't.
But so we're not going to do. Are we splitting that with Friday show?
Yeah, we'll split it.
Okay,
we'll split it. So we got to talk about what happened, because I feel like we couldn't really talk as a family, as an XO family. Haitian Empress, why would you have to miss it though? You don't even know who it is. Why would you have to miss it? Why?
Oh, y'all gonna want this one.
Yeah, this is the last one. But trust me, it's gonna be the best one. But I want to talk about first. Let's start with Aaron and Diamond, because so much happened, and we just didn't have time, like I said, to talk about it as a family. And then Josh and Chris and Greg and all of that. So we just gotta kind of break it all down.
Because we're aware of all the drama, y'all, just so y'all know.
Yeah, we are aware of everything that's been happening on social media after some of our show. And I want to start with a disclaimer. Um, I want to start with a disclaimer. We're not going to tell y'all who's coming Friday. You have to make sure you're subscribed and you'll get the notification. But trust me, you don't want to miss this conversation on Friday. But I want to start with the disclaimer that we are a positive channel, right? So we do want to get to the truth, but we are not condoning any bullying or any of that. Like, I told you guys, we really, really, really want to be able to inspire people to think of love in a positive way, right?
Absolutely.
And so whatever beef happens, if someone comes on the show, we always try to detonate the bomb, but the bomb has continued to go off with some of the guys on the show. And it's unnecessary. This show happened almost 3 years ago. And I think it was just ego, getting involved, but we'll get into that. But I just wanted to start by saying we are not condoning. I actually reached out to one of the guys and was like, you know what, you're way better than this. Like, it's just, this is crazy. This is ridiculous. And it's not worth it, specifically because none of the dudes are with. Anyway, let's start with Aaron and Diamond.
Let's go.
I'm gonna let you start.
I would start off by saying I don't believe most of it. I'm just gonna say that. A lot of y'all read my energy by the comments I seen on YouTube. I'm over a lot of it, to be honest with you. But I just think that I heard so many holes in Aaron's story, Aaron H, correct?
Yes.
That it's like it's almost impossible. I know a con artist when I hear one.
Yeah.
In my opinion, and you can tell by some of the questions I was saying. I just wanted to get confirmation when I asked him. I said, so is the woman that you proposed to, was that the woman you stayed with? And he confirmed that, right? So a lot of times when the dude is on his outs, like, look, you ain't paid me no rent, you just using my car, then dudes will go to the extremes of, let me say something I know she always wanted to hear. Whether it be from me or from anybody else. They use that card. That's like the ace in the hole. Will you marry me? Let's get married. I'll change my ways. You mean this, that, the other. Now, he started off saying he used it. That's why he was saying he basically was, I needed somewhere. So why, if that was the case, why did you choose to marry her? Because that's where the heat was. That's where the warmth was. You know what I'm saying? And with Diamond, if y'all peep, Diamond said he had just got there not too long ago. That's when I doubled back and asked him that question to prove the timeline. Like, his timeline was off. And so that makes you question everything now. And when you start to go through stuff, and I got a Range Rover here, put it on the back of the market. You couldn't sell any of that to get your own place or stay in a hotel, a weekly hotel. You choose to stay up under a woman. That's what Crystal was talking about earlier, like living off the woman. There's really, and I saw a lot of people say the homosexual thing. That's I'm trying not to curse. That stuff is real. And when you see that, if you've never, and I curse any other women, if you've never seen a man hold his own, he damn sure ain't gonna ever hold you.
You better drop the mic, Pastor Moe. You better drop the mic.
When you sign up for a man, you ain't signing up for a son. You ain't saying, you know what I mean? So I would cut, because I know somebody's dealing with that right now. And I'm telling them, I'm like, you never seen him take care of himself. Does that make sense? A good candidate for a husband? Because you might need to care. Hell, you should be taken care of as well. Like what do you like? Come on, man. We gotta wake up out of that. If you just keep that in mind, if you have daughters or whatever, if you've never seen a man take care of himself, please understand. Don't put any faith in him taking care of you and him. It's never gonna happen. And all you doing is enabling him. You
Man,
know, that's
okay.
the mama shit.
You give yourself a hand clap. You do it. You clap.
Oh, my bad. Wrong button. Hold up. The thing was upside down.
Man, that is.
I've seen a lot of fraud activity in what he was saying, but the sad part is she was co-signing a lot of stuff, and she was still holding on to hope.
She actually started like, you know, y'all can't say that you've never done this. I mean, she started out like that. So I was just like, that was like the first, we just getting into the conversation. It was like, I know people are going to say they haven't, but you have. And I was like, girl, no, I have not. No, not everybody has lived with some. There are people out here actually taking care of themselves. But absolutely. I also think that, you know, birds of a feather tend to flock together. So
unfortunately, that mindset I hear, I don't even want to say that, but when you depend on other things other than you and there's systems in place, there's a left. Sometimes people get comfortable with that and they don't know how to get off of that and stand on their own. Mm-hmm. This is men and women. Right. But at that point, I'm speaking to the, you know, that's real.
But see, I think I'll speak to the woman's side of it. Like, you know, she mentioned the pastor that she had the situation with. And I mean, you know, heartbreak is difficult in any situation. But what I do know, and I tell women all the time, I got a couple of friends that are going through something. And it's like, well, I can't do nothing because the children's dad, he won't do this and he won't do that. No man can ever put me in a position where I can't get on my feet. Right. And it's not, and you know, because you saw me get on my feet. So I'm like, at what point, you know, we're giving a person a lot of power. If you blame a man for, and I'm not saying that people don't do people dirty, because they do, but a lot of times you got to break down those stories, right? And I feel like as a parent, there was never going to be a situation for me to let another man put me and my child in a bad position. Because you always got to look at, especially if you're not married. Like, I'm not married to you. How do you leave me and my child in a hotel? And I don't know what exactly happened, but what I do know is you have to make sure that you don't ever give up your power. You don't give up your power as a woman. Like, even from the child's father, you're not going to keep me in a situation where I can't provide for my child. But when I'm dating someone who is not that child's father, you better believe I'm never going to let a man put me and my child in a situation where we're in harm's way. Not going to do it. Like, that's just not. And I just don't believe in, I was raised not to believe in excuses. My mom didn't give me excuses. My grandmother didn't give her excuses. Like, if you have to figure it out. I was a single parent and I figured it out. And so I feel like other women are able to figure it out. Yes, it's not easy. It's hard and it can be challenging and you need help. But at the end of the day, you are responsible for that child. And I feel like you never put your child in a situation that is unsafe for a man. You just don't do that. I don't believe in that. Another thing I saw to me with Diamond that was a contradiction to me was she started by saying that, because I asked her, I was like, you know, how do you feel about being messy? And she was like, oh no, I'm female empowerment. I'm all for women. But yet you came in the house and said, I don't get along with women. And I feel like she's someone that has been hurt a lot by women, or maybe she's participated in the hurt, but you can't come in the house and say, I don't get along with women because women be starting stuff and women are full of it, and then expect to have positive relationships with the women in the house. It's not going to happen.
You stepped in the room with that energy
You
already.
set the tone. You set the tone. And even coming on here, like, first thing you say out of your mouth, I know y'all are going to say you didn't, but you did. You set the tone for a challenge, and it's already coming off in a way that is negative, right? So that was one of the things that I saw. But defending Aaron's situation where he's living off of a woman is a problem. I did not get the vibe that they really were 100% locked in together.
I didn't get that as well.
Yeah, I feel like people try to do things for reality TV. And I will say this again, as someone who's worked in reality TV and worked with people in reality TV, that you know, I don't know what people are thinking is going to happen. I don't know if they're thinking that they're going to end up being Nene Leaks, but those things happen so few and far between. And this is not up for that. This is not set up for that. So really lying and trying to put yourself in the way for attention, I guarantee you're not making any money from that. It's no money coming from that. And really, you're going to play yourself because Will Packer is not looking to put you on a show. Like, it's just, you plan yourself out. We're getting ready to move on to another show. And, you know, and they're doing another season of the Never Ever Mets.
Not with the same cast.
Not with the same cast. So, you know, get it while you can. But I mean, it's not, I would just say don't play yourself looking for an opportunity that is really not there.
Plus, I don't trust this generation anyway. They do too many pranks, too many stuff that they put on the internet and make you think it's real, then come out and confess later it wasn't. So I don't trust none of it, just to be honest with you.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm trying to think, is there anything else I saw in that situation with Diamond? And I hate that her daughter was even involved in that, because if her daughter has been through trauma before, and you know, being introduced to this, it just it's not a good thing. Like, and even if your children are grown, they still look to you for guidance. Even if they say they grown and they still don't expect you to put them in a situation that's trifling. And even anytime a child is overly protective of their mother, that suggests that the child does not trust the mother's judgment.
Or they seem too much.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But if they've seen too much, they don't trust your judgment. You know what I mean? Like, you put us in this situation. You fell in love with this man and he did this. You fell in love with that man and he did this. So I don't trust. Whenever I get around a man, now I'm super defensive, right? Another thing that didn't really make sense was the friend, because I I'm a grown age and I don't really have any friends that are going to pop off and do something that I don't expect them to do. Like,
are you talking about the friend that came to the crib?
Yeah, like, you knew that friend's energy. She didn't just surprise you with that energy. That was not a surprise.
Didn't they meet in a acting class, all of them online?
I don't think so.
That's what they said. I met them in this acting.
Who said that?
Facebook. Was that them or was that Greg?
It wasn't an acting class, was it?
I know both of them.
Facebook group.
But it was about acting.
He did, but that was Greg. He did say that with Millie.
Greg did what? Okay, he did, but I could have. They met in a group too, and he was trying.
They did meet in a group, and I did look at. We did say that we looked at. Naomi says Diamond did say that too. That makes everything even more suspect. But
and we looked at your thing, Aaron. What is it called? My wife is what?
My wife be tripping.
You be annoying. That's what it should have been, because that lady was minding
that woman.
You look for her in the house. She wasn't bothering you. She was on the couch, eating potato chips or whatever she was doing. One time she was asleep. She wasn't bothering you.
You know what I was thinking when I saw that video, right?
What?
Hi,
You know. Rasputin Rasputia was not bothering you.
That's what I didn't think you were going to say it out loud. But
I'm
that's
sorry.
what I thought you were saying. I thought you were thinking that too, because I looked, I was like, I know Mo is shaking in his shoes, right?
I wasn't because of that. I'm just like, she looked like she just got off work. She's tired. And he was annoying to me when I was watching. You were looking for her. I'm thinking it's going to be like something you minding your business, and she come up to you and slap you upside the head.
That's
or
what he
do
tried
something.
to make it seem like.
No, you was bothering that lady.
He did seem like that. Then I watched one where she was like, now one of them, she did seem like Rasputia because she did, because she was saying that she was going to take his check. Did you see that one?
She was going to take Norman's check.
No, he said, you ain't going to take my check. You ain't going to take my check. How you going to take my check and iron it? She said, I don't care about that. She said, I don't care. She said, I don't care. And he said, well, how are you going to do it? How are you going to take it? You're not taking my check. And she was like, you going to give me that check?
I got to watch that.
She did.
That looked funny. Hold on. That sounds funny.
It was, I mean, it literally looked like an outtake. It did. And he was like, I'm a grown man.
He said that? Oh, I got
like, I'm not giving you my check. You ain't, yeah, you sound crazy. And she was like, you gonna give me that check.
And this is the woman you asked to marry you?
This is the woman that
No, that's not the same woman. Pardon me. Not the same woman.
No. This was the wife, the 12-year relationship.
Right. This was not the other woman. My bad. I'm gonna get the facts straight. But that's hilarious.
Yeah, she did. I went down a rabbit hole. I could not, and I just knew that you were watching it. I should have texted you.
No, because I only saw the two.
No, I saw a third. I saw a third, and she said, "You gonna give me that check?" And I expected her to be like,
there was a third, but I thought it was gonna be like the rest. I was like,
No, there was gold, and it was golden. It was golden. I expected her to haul off and slap the crap out of him because she said, "You gonna give me that check?"
I can already picture.
Why you gonna take my check? That's my check. I go to work. I earn that money. She said, "You gonna give me that check?"
This man was bothering this lady. He was in a whole other part of the house.
He did.
He took her phone and he messed with her at least twice.
He went down a split level house downstairs, and he was just he was very annoying. He was very annoying.
She was sprawled out on the love seat, not bothering no one. Look like she had a hard day.
It did. And she was like, what? Like, yeah.
But person that do that, that's anything for clout. Keep that in mind.
And this was years ago, before he probably could get on a reality show. He was like, yeah, I'm going to be coming back every day and telling y'all because my wife be tripping.
Like, right. Even the way he's plugging it.
Yeah.
Like, it's all, he's been wanting to be on TV and all these things. And
it was not the videos of a man that's being abused. I would just say that, we be very careful to not, but it was definitely not that. It was a video of a man that wants some attention. And
let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
When we say abuse, right? Now, I know we say it for women. It could be mental abuse, like verbal abuse. Can we be fair to say, is it fair to say men can deal with that as well or no?
Mental abuse? Absolutely.
No. Verbal abuse.
Absolutely.
Right. I just wanted to know if there was any compassion for that.
It is. I mean, I think that's part of our channel is we're trying to show that there is compassion. But I think somebody asked you an example because we were talking on here one day about that. What is an example of what men would consider verbal abuse? Because I know.
Great question.
So share that with us.
Ooh. Now, I will say this. A great deal of verbal abuse has to do with you being broke. They don't really talk to. They get a little.
Chris and Greg actually both said that either the man is broke. What else was it? Either you gay, broke, or what? It was three things.
It was three things. I'm trying to remember. I'm pretty sure the chat, but it's true. Like they only get a little spicy when you got some paper, because they remember real quick. But when you broke,
Yeah, yes, small, physical. Yeah.
Small member broke. It was one more, right?
Broke, gay, you're gay. Oh, he's gay, or he got a little.
Those are the things that they use against you.
Yes.
That's the thing. Right. Those are the three insults and things that they say to try to hurt your ego, and that is 100% facts. But I just think a lot of times, it's everything to challenge your manhood. You can't take care of nothing, and it's just constant. It's not
what does it feel like when a woman calls you a bitch? That was wild that Sienna and Millie did that. That was wild to me.
I think these brothers were very conscious. They were on television. It might not have to be a TV thing, but you're there and there's camera guys around and lighting and booms and all this stuff. So, but if you don't put any value into that woman in the first place, you really don't care. It hurts when you put value into someone, you poured into someone, you had faith in someone, you trust someone, you believed in someone, you thought they believed in you. Some random woman calling me that doesn't affect, because she don't know me. I don't take offense to people I don't know, not that much. Where I feel like I need to do something, but I just believe that if you're going through a time, nobody wants something extra poured onto them. If you're a man and you broke and you lost your job, a lot of times it's the countdown. It is the countdown, because a lot of let me not say that. But, I'm about to say something else. I want to say it is the countdown, because a lot of times the only reason why you're there. If you're not useful, you're useless. You're useless. So you're there to be useful. And if you come up here and you ain't got no job first week, 2 weeks, well, hey, you hear anything back from the application? She might got you the first month, but after a while, starts to begin. You need to get something. She tired. And
okay, let me ask this, because I know situations like this, right? And let's have a conversation as a chat. You guys, nobody clicked on the link, but that's okay. If you have something to say, put it in the chat. If you have a question, we can put your questions in the chat, because I want to ask this to you, Mo. So, say you're in a situation with a woman. You guys are not dating. You're actually in a relationship, right? You're in a relationship. And you guys are planning for the future. Now, you lose your job.
Okay.
You lose your job, but you also get depressed, because a lot of times when guys lose their job, because they are their ability to provide is very connected to their sense of self, then they judge themselves based on what they're able to do. So a lot of times you'll see a man lose his job, and then he won't find anything right away, and then he'll get depressed and be just,
because he knows all eyes are on him. Her mama knows, her sister knows, the cousins know. You don't want to go around Thanksgiving and you know who come up to you? The men. Hey, bruh, let me see if we got some openings down. And you think it's how all these people know my business, or the energy is funny. The energy is funny, and you limit to it. You can't make no suggestions. Everybody be like, yo, we should do a cruise this summer. You can't say shit.
But what should a woman do if she's looking at the bill, she's taking care, she's trying to be helpful, right, but he's done slipped into a depression and he's just sitting on the couch?
We got to stop before. Well, we're already in depression, so I can't go there. But we got to put a cap on that before it gets
we must.
Right.
We must put a cap.
At the depression stage, I ain't gonna hold you. It's a tough thing, and this man is clinging on every little hope. I don't care if he comes in there and said, think about going down to the local fast food joint and fill out that. You gotta be excited.
You remember on Martin when Martin was at Hoochie
He
Burger,
was, yeah,
and then he was buffing floors, and then he was like,
yes.
but that was a real, that was real. But this is my thing. I think that
That's when the
women,
pom poms come out. It's easy to cheer for a team that's already winning. The team need the cheerleaders are there to pick him up. That the extra shit while he's winning, that's the crowd is doing that. But when they're losing, the crowd is born. The cheerleaders are the only ones still up waving the pom poms, and that's what we want. That
okay, well, I have a story. I have a story about being, because when I was a cheerleader, I learned something about men's egos. Okay. And this,
I know. Is this the story with the band? You told us with the banner.
yes. So yes. So, I was a cheerleader in high school, and our team, we had a very, very competitive football team. Our team happened to be losing bad, like bad. We were at state and they were losing bad. Now, obviously our friends are playing. And so they were very emotional. This is crazy because in high school, boys would be so, especially if they're like really, they're really into football. This was a top team, Booker T. Washington Hornets. Shout out anybody that lives in Tulsa, Oklahoma that knows about Booker T. Washington. But yeah, so we were doing great. We were doing horrible. We were at state. And then halftime came, and so usually what we would do is we would have this banner said BTW Hornets, and we would hold it up. It was just a big piece of paper, and then the guys run through it to bust through it, right? So we put the paper up. We're there waiting, jazz hands ready, cheering. Do you know that these guys walked out and walked around the banner? Was like, you see the score? What the hell's wrong with you? Like, went off on us, right? So then I was like, well, that's why you're losing anyway. So it didn't turn into something else. But my point is, sometimes you can be there cheering for him, but depending on how he feels about himself, he may not receive it. We were still in place to cheer. These Negroes walked all the way around the banner, angry, and then took it out on us that they were losing. And that happens a lot of times. A lot
Do
of
you
times
realize you're comparing boys to men?
I am. Because unfortunately sometimes it's the same. But my thing is, there are a lot of times a woman is supporting the man and he is down on himself and he takes it out on her.
It's possible. It's possible. It's possible. I can't. I'm not gonna. Depending on the headspace, but that's when he gets into that sunken space, I suppose. But if he comes in there with the bright news, is what I'm saying. The application to the job is paying less. You have to. It would help for you to have some enthusiasm, opposed to he shows in this job, and this job is making $15,000 less, and you're like, well, I mean, is that all they had? No, don't do that. You have to act like that man just won the lottery. It helps. Now he already knows that job. He knows that already. What we don't like, and nobody likes this, it's not a man or woman thing. Because there are some people, I'm not going to put this on women, because I know some men that do it too. There are some people that walk around with pens. All day. You know what they do with those pens? They pop balloons. Any good news you have is a balloon. I'm trying to go back to school, to nursing, or this dude, I don't know. Maybe he want to be a rapper at 55. I don't know.
I'm not supporting that. Pop that balloon.
Okay,
Pop it.
I might took that one a little too far.
You
but
did.
My point is, it's some people, no matter what, I know people that have good
Come on,
news.
Rose. Hold on.
And no matter what they do, it's people that will comb through all the good stuff and find the one thing in that and say that. And it's just like, man, It's like that saying, I can sit up here and walk on water. And then you'll turn around and be like, but you can't swim. You'd be like, what do I? It's just some people that are just negative like that.
It is, but I think that usually is easy to tell beforehand. I want to say this, and I'm going to put a pin in this and come back to it. No pun intended. But I think that I'll come back to it because I want to ask this question. I want to answer Rose's question, both of us. Rose says, how do you stay grounded when you first start dating someone in order to avoid getting ahead of yourself? How can you determine how serious or unserious a man is when you first start dating? I'm going to let Mo start that.
I would really say, I think a lot of times we know. We try to fit things. We have a placing, a mold of love or whatever it is, fantasy possibly.
Mm-hmm.
And in that fantasy, it might be 5 things, qualities that you must have. And the guy, I said 5, so a guy feels 3 of them. And you're trying to cram the rest of them in there on him, on her.
Right.
And it's like we get ahead of ourselves. So it starts with self. We get ahead of ourselves, because it starts to feel good. But I think we have something in us that we have to control. It's self-control at this point. And don't get me wrong, there are people out here, what's that, gaslighting you or whatever that is.
Love bombing and
love bombing. There it is. And there are people out there that are doing that for sure. This is where all of our patience has to come in. And it has to align up with what they're doing. I can say there are guys that play a very good game. A very, very good game. Because a lot of their game is just you fall in love with what you hear.
Yeah.
Hear. You know what I mean?
You gotta fall in love with the reality of what it really is.
And line them up. And if it sounds too good to be true, not what you think, but what he's saying, you really got to look into it. I'm not saying some of the things but even the realest stuff takes time to show itself, to reveal itself.
Yeah.
Because everything's based on true things. In my personal opinion, the truth is in consistency.
Yeah. You also gotta, you gotta pay attention to what makes sense. Like you can't
all the time.
You can't just lose your head. So if you start talking to a guy, and I asked the guys that on the show, and if you notice, everybody I asked, I'm like, how are you actually expecting us to take this seriously? There's no way y'all could really be in a relationship. You haven't seen each other. It doesn't make sense. And they're like, yeah, okay. It wasn't really like that. So when you meet if you're talking to somebody and you've been talking to him for 2 weeks and he's telling you he misses you and he's in love with you, that doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Now, I know that there are couples that have gotten together quickly, but what I'm telling you is if you are, you meet someone online. I've talked to girls that have talked to a guy less than 5 days. And then he has told them that that he loves them and wants to be in a relationship with them, and they believe it. It's like you got to use your brain. If it doesn't make sense, what does he love about you? He doesn't even have enough information to know what he would love. And I think sometimes we want to hear that so bad that we will take it from a situation that it doesn't even make sense with. I asked Diamond, how did you see enough in him to want to be in a relationship? How are y'all in a relationship and you've never met? That's not real. That's not real. So I think that you have to be careful, and it's easier for someone to love bomb you when you're not paying attention to what it is. You're not going to tell me that I'm who you want to be with. We just met this week, or we just been talking for 2 weeks. You don't know me. You don't know me enough. I don't know. Every time I swear for God.
What the hell is that?
I swear every time I get on here, Adrian puts the garage up and down over and over again. I don't understand why he does it every time. Every time. I know you guys hear that sound all the time. And it's like, yeah.
That's the first time I heard it, to be honest with you.
No, he does it every single time. And I say, please don't do that. Y'all see how hard it is to be married?
Oh Lord.
I don't understand that. Up and down every time. But yeah, that is um you got to use your common sense. You can feed them, but can you go out the side? Because God dang it, we hear it every time. It just anyway. I think that's one of the things, and I also think just take, like Mo said, taking your time. Most importantly, um, someone in here said consistency, and
There it is.
is not about words. Consistency is when words and actions align for a time.
I
And
even tell women, don't take me like as much as I'm saying that to you. Do the same for me. If
yeah,
I'm genuine, like do this. Don't believe. Like let time show you.
yeah, time, and you have to be willing. You know what? You have to have enough faith. You have to have enough faith to believe that, you know what, I'm not going to get excited after a month and believe this. I know that God is sending me something amazing, and a lot of times we just don't have faith, so we get excited over what we get because we don't think that we're going to get more. And I would say that you have to have faith, know that you deserve it, expect amazing to happen. So many people, like, I even see the chat, like the chat people say, "Oh, I'm not, I don't believe I can hear that." When you, whatever you speak is what your truth is. So change the way
I'm
you
a firm
speak.
believer in that.
Change the way, what you expect. Expect a man to be consistent with you. Expect him to show up. Understand that you are absolutely worth it. And when you feel like that, then he will. I want to say happy anniversary to DL. Today is her 9th wedding anniversary. Can we give her some love?
Absolutely.
Yeah, some love. Love there. XO to
And,
DL.
and I would say this: you want to scare the weak men off? I mean, I'm gonna give you some free game on this. This is real. How you treat yourself.
There you go.
So when you hear the women who are quote unquote boss chicks and this, that, and the other, and they feel like guys are intimidated, it's because of how they're treating themselves a lot of times. They think it's because of the guy knows he has something to, he really got to live up to take the reins of what you're already doing, and he ain't up for that.
Mm.
So a lot of times that's what it is. She's pulling up in the Range Rover and her hair and nails are done, and he's like, that's pressure. You see what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
it ain't necessarily you, it's the things that come with you. You pulling up in whatever car, and then that's less pressure for him. He could deal with that. Any dude, you see what I'm saying? But that other stuff,
But you also got to know that, because I remember when I first got my car, and we talked about this before. I got a Mercedes, and that I think I had a Lexus truck before that, and then I got a Mercedes, and my girlfriends were like,
what you
one
got
of
now?
my girlfriends said, "You're not gonna get a man now,
What you
Chris."
got now?
I don't. That's not important.
No. I just want you. What you got now?
That's not important.
What you got?
Not important for the story. So, but with the Mercedes, I was like, at first I felt bad because she was like, "You were never gonna get a man now," and then you and somebody else was like, "Well, that just shows a man what you expect." But I actually was, after a while I realized, because I actually was like, man, I hate that, because I would sometimes dumb down my job or what I did for certain, because I would hear men's reactions. But the reality is, if he feels some kind of way because of who you are, he's just not the man. You don't have to dumb it down. You don't have to drive something different, because the right man is not going to be have a problem with that at all. When I met my husband, he was like, I don't like that Mercedes. I got to get you something else. And I was like,
What
whatever.
did he get? What did he get you?
My Mercedes is paid for.
What did he get you?
He got me a Range Rover, but I'm saying,
There you go, my man.
when the right man came along, he was like, "Oh, I'm about to take you out of that Mercedes." So where all these other girls were like, "Oh, he's a guy is going to be intimidated." Not only was he not intimidated, but he upgraded me himself. So the point is not the actual cars; it's just the idea of be yourself.
No, but if we know you got that for yourself, we know you're taking care of yourself, then we know we have to rise to the occasion.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to separate. If you're already naturally doing that for you,
Mm-hmm.
then you're going to weed off. So a lot of times I can't find, you're actually weeding off the guys you don't want, whether you know it, whether forget how you think he might look what you want, but you're weeding away what you don't want and what you don't need. Treat yourself first, and
Mm-hmm.
other people will learn how to treat you. If you come in the room highly respect, people are going to watch how they talk to you
Mm-hmm.
because of how you treat yourself and what you command. So
Yeah.
that's what I want to say on that.
CXM says I find myself overcompensating. I want to speak to that
Explain.
because I used to do that a lot.
Like how?
And I think, well, I would try to prove you guys know my story, or if a lot of you do from being here for a while. I grew up without my father, and I was constantly my relationship with my father, because he was, not in the city, and I mean, not where I lived. I was constantly trying to win his love. So when it came to me dating men, I would immediately start trying to prove myself to try to win them over. And it was a lot of overcompensating. But what the problem was, the reality of it was I just didn't trust that Christal was enough on her own. Like I would start and I would try to, show them that I was worthy of them, of their love and their attention and all this. And I had to stop doing that. I had to stop doing that. And I had to realize that just as I am, just being Christal is enough for the right man. And so whenever I hear people say that they're overcompensating, I say that you aren't, you have to get, first of all, you have to work on yourself, right? And you have to realize that you are enough for the right person. A lot of times it's about our relationship with ourselves. We don't feel like we're enough. And I honestly did not feel that way. I grew up an overachiever. That's a consistent thing with overachievers is, I was trying to prove myself to my mom. I thought that I had to prove, I had to get straight A's. I had to get this. I had to be this. I had to be that in order to get love. You don't have to do anything for love except show up. You show up as yourself. And of course, we always should try to be our best selves, but you don't have to perform for that. Think about your children. If any of you guys have children, I know my children, I just love them because they're mine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I appreciate things that they do and I'm proud of them, but I don't love them because of what they do. I love them because they're my children, right?
So it's truly unconditional, right?
It's truly unconditional.
But I think people's arguments sometimes, and I ride on the fence with it, but it's like I know men feel this way.
Mm-hmm.
We're loved under condition.
Well, women are too, because I was going
No,
to
that's
ask you a
what I'm asking.
minute ago.
Kinda,
Yeah, I was
but a woman doesn't have to have money for a man to like her.
right, but
I
I'm
mean,
a point.
body thing.
Yeah. So the thing is, like you said, if a man loses his job, well, when women get older, right? Because women are often valued by youth and beauty.
Okay.
And there are some men, which is so crazy to me, because there's some men that will give you this long spiel about, oh, I just want a woman to love me. And I just want, but if you try to get them to consider a woman who isn't perfect, their idea, they don't want a woman for herself. They want an arm piece. They want someone that they can brag on. And it's like, okay, but you want to be loved for you, but
Mm-hmm.
you don't understand that you have to love her for her, because regardless of what we look like, you had nothing to do with the way you look. I had nothing to do with the way I look. That was my mom and my dad. Denny and Jackie created this, right? So that is not who I am. Who I am is who it shows up here. So if a woman gains weight, a lot of times there are men that will treat her just like a woman will treat a man who loses his job.
Interesting. Now, I shouldn't say I could see. I understand some people not wanting to deal with somebody to meet them that way. But I never, even myself, like if I'm with a woman and and we're growing into and things happen, I'm cool with all that. Like if we, you know what I'm saying, we're growing. That's just the natural progression of us being in a relationship and as human beings, But I don't think I heard. I mean, it might be true. I haven't heard.
I'm telling you, as a woman.
No, I got you.
Yeah, we've had these conversations. I've had these conversations with other women. There are women whose husbands are constantly reminding them not to eat certain things. Or I would wager to say, you heard the way Chris was talking about, well, I like Sandia because she likes to work out. And there's nothing wrong with that. He obviously likes to work out. But a lot of times when people put value based on things like that, they are not open to anything else. And the reality is we're all going to get older. We're all going to, you may not gain weight, but your body won't look like it did at 20. Nobody's will. Right. And so when people are judged based on their aesthetic, that's a slippery slope, because there are so many women that are, a man is with a woman because she's the baddest he's had, and that wears off after a while. He sees something else, and if that's all you're looking for, there's not going to be a lot of faith and safety in that relationship, because that's why you hear men say, I've heard men say, yeah, when she gets older, I'll trade her out when she turns 40 for 220s. Like, it's a joke, but it's not funny, because there are a lot of men that value women based on the size of their waistline and the hip to waist ratio and their youth, right? And so I feel like it goes both ways with.
Do you believe a person, you could like something but not necessarily value it? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, you like the way it looks, but I don't put like value into it. Like, that's better than, you see what I'm saying? A person, it looks better, but I don't put.
But if you would not, it is objectification. Hey, you seven, absolutely. There are a lot of men that do objectify women. I mean, we know that. That's not even something that we have to debate. That is a fact. And when we were talking the other day, I forget who we were interviewing, and you were like, he was talking about how he has a baddie and I got a bad, and you were like, well, you got to be careful, because when you get a woman, if that woman don't look like that, some people are going to get like, and that, to me, whenever men are comparing how many, I've had a LaRon said that, I got baddies, I got like, that's objectifying the woman. That's your
right. Well, because the dudes put so much, like, a lot of times it's not even for them, it's for everyone else in the room. That's especially when you delve into this entertainment realm, and it's like, these men over there, you feel like the man when you walking in with a chick that they think is beautiful, opposed to your idea of beauty. You see what I'm saying? And I've definitely seen that.
So think about what that relationship with that woman is like. If you're with her because it's a good look for you, you're invested in the fact that she makes you look good. And ironically, a lot of times it looks very different than the man. I mean, LaRon, kind of a short guy, a little portly, cute guy, but definitely, for him to be, I get baddies, I get baddies, I get baddies, that's working to make him look good, right? It's an ego thing for him. But that's also why a lot of those women are not really vested in the relationship, because they know, you want me because of how I look, then I'm going to want you because of what you can give me. And it's fair exchange, is not robbery.
Yeah. I get it. I would not advise. It's an NBA player that said it just broke up with a very, very famous Instagram model, right? And they was like, he's off to the next. But his whole time probably being in college or whatever, probably even high school at this point, he fantasized about her.
Yeah.
Now he got her. I mean, just think about the ego trip on that, right? And then it runs its course, and you get over it. You've seen it enough times where you're not phased, or you're not tripping, and you go through that part of it, and then you're on to the next. I think a lot of guys, for the women they try to hold out for the most, is the balance.
Yeah.
Is there a possibility I can get what I want, and then the inside her character, in that tightrope? And when I tell you it's hard, it's way harder than you think it is. You might have one way more, but if you can get the balance for you, not how they think she looks, but how does she make you feel when you look at her? And then, okay, you got past that. Now it's like, okay, how does she make me feel? Do I respect her? Because remember, men's biggest thing is, even before love, is respect. She could be bad all day. It don't mean she respects you. You know how many other basketball players are in her DM?
She's not going. And see, people, this is the thing. Everybody thinks they're so much smarter than the other gender, right? Absolutely. So men think that they can want a woman based on how she looks, but make her feel like they're genuine. It's paper thin. We can see through that. A woman knows, she can feel that. Just like a man can feel when a woman is with him because of his money. He may stay with her, he may enjoy it, he may enjoy being with her, but deep down he knows she's there because of the money.
Absolutely.
And trust me, deep down that woman knows that. Look at these relationships. You know,
they deserve each other. Play that game.
They deserve, but I'm saying there's no foul. The man is not taken advantage of, and the woman is not taken advantage of.
Who can get out early? Did you read the because I saw the story again of Gilbert Arenas bought the girl the ring, the $500,000 ring.
Yeah.
Broke up with her, got back together to give her a replica version of the ring.
He was diligent. Because that took a lot of patience, but God bless him. I was like, wow. Woo! Let me ask you this. Hey, you 7her3 has a good point. She says they're always with IG models, but claim they like natural women. What is up with that? Because I do hear a lot of men. I had a man tell me this a few days ago. He, and I work in entertainment. And, I'm always trying to lose weight, but hey, it is what it is. Right. So this guy looks, he was like, you are like the type of woman, your build is exactly what I like. That's what I like. But he was in entertainment. Right. And I was like, I bet that, now not this person, but a lot of guys say that, but then the girl that they are with, or the girl that they are going crazy over with the friends is not like that. So he said, he looked at me, he was like, you are exactly what I like. He said, anything else made me feel like I'm not with a real woman. Then one of the guys that we were with was like, man, Christal used to have some baddies with her. And then he showed the guy, one of the girls that used to work for the PR company I was a part of. And she's like an Instagram model, right? And they were all like, oh yeah, she's bad. And I'm just like, how could you possibly feel like I was the ultimate type of woman that you are attracted to if that's what you're oohing and ah? Like, it's two different.
Men are smarter than what you think, because we say that. Don't think with that caught up. We know the difference. We know what we want to play with. We know what we want to stay with and what we're grounded with. We know we just want to at times enjoy that. We know. Don't think we don't. We know it's not the same, and we could settle down and put it. And now there's some younger guys that might want to fool themselves, but a seasoned man, no, because he grew up with a mother, someone he respects. Like, we know the difference. But if you see us liking something, don't think we like to marry it. The idea, and we play around with the fantasy and all like that, but we know she's not going to fit in at the cookout in the summer, the family reunion. They're going to be looking. We know this. She going to be scared to do this. She's her nails and acting like Jennifer, whatever that lady name is on the other show, Williams, I don't know, whatever her name is. We know, but we want to live in the fantasy sometimes, and we know we don't need a woman. You know that ain't women quick to, you know what, Harry? Well, you know it's the filter, right? You know that we know, but that's, you're walking around with the pin in the balloon. Let us have a fantasy for a minute. Half of y'all know y'all ain't gonna get half these dudes with the shit, but you still like looking in the mirror. What's the difference?
We
half
don't.
Y'all ain't gonna get the chestnut dude.
No, more chestnut.
I was seeing some of y'all profiles. A lot of y'all ain't gonna get the chestnut dude. I'm just saying. It is what it is, man. I'm not gonna get whoever I think is. I'm just looking and living in the fantasy.
Gayle King is not coming for you. You can let that go right now.
No, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I might be able to pull Gayle if I have a couple dollars. I think I can pull Gayle. I think I can. At this point in Gayle's life, I think Gayle at least pick up the phone for me.
You're gonna need more than a couple. You're gonna need more than a
That's
couple
it.
dollars.
It's just money. Anything else, Gail is going.
I'm just saying you're gonna need a lot. You're gonna need a lot more dollars.
Once she put out there that she gave that man $4,000 for that, I was like, oh, I know, I can get Gail. I got $4,000. I can get Gail now. I could have paid the money back.
You're stupid. You're stupid. You are stupid. Gail, I don't know. Gail probably has
Hey,
matured from that point.
I seen Gail's hands. I can get Gail.
You're stupid. You're stupid. You are dumb. What else? What now? Let's talk about we got to talk about Greg and Chris.
Can we do it? Can I do a disclaimer this time?
Yes.
First of all, your brothers is in 2 different states. It's foolish, man. Keep your cool. I think egos are bruised easily. I get it. And you want to be able to defend what you say. You know what I mean? And I think there was I don't think Greg took any cheap shots. And what's the name? He jumped over the line a little bit, but I don't think he's gonna do anything. He tried to clean it up. You know, let whatever old girl said, it's not about that, man. You guys are in there. If anything, have a modeling contest and y'all put 2 pictures up on the screen. Let the ladies on split screen, let the ladies pick who they want, and that's the winner. If we're gonna have to do anything. Other than that, brothers, man.
Let's do it. Let's do it tonight. Let's do it tonight.
There you go, Crystal. You make a split screen.
I'm not gonna make a split screen, but I'm saying in the chat, you ladies let me know if we have the battle of the models. Because they both are models. Are you going with Greg or are you going with Chris? Come on.
Now forget the personalities.
Right.
Because I know we are going to go.
This is just looks. I have a sneaky suspicion I know who the winner is going to be just because of the comments. But let's do it. Let's do it. Put in the chat. Just put the person's name. Oh, neither. Okay. Whoa. We got 2 for Greg, 1 for neither, 3 for Greg. Okay. 4 for Greg. Okay. Danielle Au Natural said both. I'm not mad. Girl said, hey, men do it. I want to do it too. Greg has a link. Okay, Blondie Monique said both. I like the ladies that believe in, okay, Chris, based on looks alone. We're just talking about looks. We're just talking about looks. So, you know what? Hold on. You know what? Let me do it. Let me do it for my ladies. Let me go on and get pictures because
don't put the one with Greg in his drawers. You can't.
But I have to. I have to have my ladies.
Greg, maybe you cool, but I just the draw pictures is too much draws, man. I can't do it.
I just don't. I don't have one of Chris, with in the same state. But Chris does have a lot of pictures of him on his Instagram. So hold on, let me pull a picture because I don't want to use the picture from the Never Ever Mets. They didn't really do a good job. The promo pictures weren't promo. They weren't promoing. But I think we should do it. That's good fun. Let's see who wins the battle of the models tonight. Are you team Greg? Are you team Chris? Now, for those of you that want to hold off and wait, if you want to hold off and wait until I send this picture, until I post a picture, because I want to be fair. I've got a picture of Greg. I want to make sure I get a picture of Chris. Okay, here we go. Hold on. Let me pull it up. Let me get one just as. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Hold on. Let me do it. Let me get it. Because I want the ladies, I want to be fair. I think we should, take our time and really look at the merchandise before we lock in. We don't want to lock in without having all the information. And that's how a smart woman makes her decision. She gets all the information first before she casts her vote. So hold on. Just bear with me, ladies. Bear with me. I'll get this taken care of. Mo, I'm going to let you go ahead and entertain the chat while I pull it up.
I got some. Okay, so here's the thing, right? I just think these brothers was blowing off something because that show was actually shot like 2 years ago. That series. Let's be clear. So it's been a lot of times. As you can see, how everyone's hair's grown, got beards. I know it feels like it's happening in real time, and but people watching. I think they've been waiting for opportunities to spring from this, and nobody wants to dead anyone else's possibilities of they're getting modeling work. I'm hearing what is it? What's the show, y'all? The what do you call it? Um the thing that they say in what's the name's on? Chris is on or whatever. I honestly think that these brothers is gonna be all right. They're blowing off some steam. Give it a couple days, and they'll be just fine. They'll be just fine. But I will like to say this. Christal, I'll tap into it a little bit. Christal got an interesting DM today about a Josh situation, and I like Josh. I don't know how y'all feel about Josh. I like Josh. I thought Josh was honest. I personally do not believe the situation with Alexis. I could be wrong, but I just can't see it. I don't think he would risk it. I don't think he's that stupid to risk that thing overnight. But somebody did call in about a Josh situation. I don't think we're going to tap into it. But they wanted to try to they didn't give it to me. They gave it to Christal, just so we're clear. But Christal showed it to me, and I don't think it's worth, because now we're going down this rabbit hole of he say, she say, and what other people are doing, and everybody else is in everybody's business, and get the tea on this and get the tea on that. And Josh doesn't possess. Now, if what's her name called in, what's her name? Josh's girlfriend.
Really?
Huh?
No,
No,
Shay. Shay.
Now, if Shay called in, that'd be a different conversation. That'd be a real different conversation. But she didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be different. All right, so here we go, ladies. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Who should we do first? We'll do Greg first, just because we've been here
On
before.
the show first. She got the interview. You would take the shot in the arm pose.
I mean, that's the best one. I'm gonna always go for the best one.
I think you got a bad pick. He looked cool on the other one. That one, I don't know. But that's a ladies thing, so.
There we go. There we go. One more time. Bam. He looks way better here than in that other picture.
Is it the beard?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Because I told you I saw the thing, the black girl wife thing. What do you call it?
And the guys had beards.
No, that's the all the white guys I noticed. I was like, hold up. They all have, that's what they did, the goatee like the brothers do. Yeah. It seemed like all the black women sent them to black barbers and black stylists.
All right, ladies, this is Chris.
That's Chris.
This is Chris. It's obvious that both of these gentlemen
only fans. That's what I was thinking of.
There's Chris and Sandia. There's Chris again. Both of them spend a lot of time in the gym. Everybody says Greg. Well, they're saying Greg. Okay. Okay. All right. Now he looks like he's in a blaxploitation film, ma'am.
Who are they talking about? Who are they referring to?
I think it's talking about Chris. There's
pictures. Hey, Nola, darling, with your nasty ass talking about where's the bulge? Get off this thing. This is not the channel.
This is the channel, and it's okay, girl. We didn't see it. But maybe he was trying to be decent. This is the channel. You don't let Mo tell you to. We tell Mo to mind his business. Okay, mind your business, Mo. Okay. All right. Looks like Greg has won. It looks like Greg has won from the XO family. There was some votes for Chris, and then there's some for both. But yeah. Yeah, Greg definitely. People are asking for your pick, and do We have a
I'm
picture.
right here. What the hell you need to
They
pay?
want to see you in a hoochie daddy shorts.
No, you don't. I
No.
don't take time for those ladies. I am not that kind of man.
That is not most of that is not my strong point. Okay.
That is not what I do. They,
Now, rumors have said that Chris has an OnlyFans page. I don't have an OnlyFans, and if I did, I would not be on there looking uh at 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 naked men.
yeah, but from what I understand, people be making the OnlyFans think like it's this nasty stuff on there. I heard there's a lot of stuff, just people doing regular stuff, and people want to subscribe to it, and it's just that's what I heard.
I know it's people doing stuff like feet, and
Doing.
Danielle said this Mo skips leg day.
You don't worry about what the hell I skip. Mo don't skip nothing. Listen, man. Yeah, possibly. I'm not a big legged man. That's not my thing. I do. I am. Wait, what?
Hey, we all have our selling points. Okay.
Man, I take off my. We wasn't on this internet. This was OnlyFans.
Don't you get crazy now. Don't you get crazy and lose yourself.
Crystal, you know me long enough. Do you think
Don't you do it. Don't you do it. But yeah, I hated to see the guys talk like that. I did feel like I liked what Greg had to say. Chris, I feel like, is an example of a man that has been hurt early on in life, and he has some maturing to do. But he actually was not disrespectful to me. I think he just is very, very locked into what he believes. And I think all of us, until we know better, we don't do better until we know better. And so I think all of them are very, very young, and need to just mature a little bit, Yes.
Yeah, I just think tensions when you say something and you can't reply back. So, that's not the place. Trust me, do not take stuff on the internet. They got each other's numbers, I promise you.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
okay. PRMB said disrespectful to women includes you. What I'm saying is, on the live, we had the conversation. I have only had one person that I've ever interviewed that was disrespectful to me during the interview, and that was Habibi. And man, that is an interview I definitely should not have taken. But we got through it, and it is what it is, because I don't, I'm talking to people I don't know. I don't take anything that anyone says personally, because whatever he came in here with, that's what he already had.
I was not here during that time period. I wouldn't have.
Man, it would have been all bad. That was just a horrible time.
They're a little bit more mindful when I'm here.
Yeah, I think guys are a little bit, but I mean, like I said, I never had a guy not be respectful besides that one, and that was after like 5 years of doing this. So, but no, I didn't. I thought that most of the things I said to Chris and Mo said he acknowledged, he agreed with. I think it's just, I think that men and women respond to hurt differently.
Absolutely.
So I think that if we heard a woman say, men ain't nothing, and men are always doing this and always doing that, it is the equivalent of what we heard Chris say.
The internet is full of it.
Yeah.
Social media right now, if I go on Instagram, we're all doing it to each other. I think when you do it with a slight accent and you come from another, it just puts that extra And I heard someone say that, and I thought about that, and I said it's true. I've heard that before, and I thought it was just me, and I felt that way. It's just something about it that seems very, very arrogant, and it's like that. Just it touches a nerve, but he don't know y'all. Y'all don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You agree or you disagree, But for us, I think it's kind of unfair that people want us to. Do you realize we get the interviews that we get, and you get that information is because they feel warm and welcome. Now we slow roll it in, but we don't want to do is scare them back in the hole, and they want to hang up or not or give us one word answers.
I wanted people, and Haitian Empress said he was seeking allyship from Mo. I felt like he was condescending to Christal, and I know he called her Chris on purpose. You know what's funny? There are a few people have come on, mostly guys, and called me Chris, and I think that is to try to establish familiarity. And Mo knows I don't like that.
Right, but you never called it out since I've been here.
Yeah, I don't like people when people call me Chris. Nola, darling, I just love that moniker because of She's Gotta Have It. So,
Right.
shouts out to you. That's dope.
We have a woman named Valerie, and they call her Val. People are going to call her Val.
Yeah.
Actually, I never called myself Mo. Other people did, and it caught on. It was short for something else. So people will abbreviate your name just because.
Yeah, but I don't. But just so we are clear, I don't like that, y'all. I don't like that, especially when like on here, it's like I'm doing an interview, so whatever you got to call me to feel comfortable, as long as it's not disrespectful.
That's what I'm
talking. But if you meet me in person, don't call me Chris. Don't do that.
Yeah, because she going by the
I will say something.
Time you do it, she going to tell you. I'm telling
you. And I have asked people, like my mom calls me Chris, right? But very few people that do that. CJ, there are some people very close to me that call me CJ, but I don't like. Just if we not, just call me Crystal. I don't like it. Yeah. But I'm seeing in the chat that that the drama between Chris and Greg continued. I think it's just male ego out of control. You know what I mean? Like they both. The funny thing is, and I said that to Chris because he was saying that I was like, why do you have such a problem with Greg? Because he claimed that Millie was disrespecting him and he couldn't control her, but yet you were cool with Aaron. And he was cool with Jody. And Jody was
disrespecting Aaron, so I'm confused.
Yeah, he knew Jody had a crush on him. I think he didn't. I
called him out on it, but
yeah, like I said, I think he just would never even think of Jody in that way, which is why he didn't want to acknowledge that. But I think,
maybe she got her hair fixed, maybe, but I don't blame.
Maybe she what?
She got her hair fixed.
Oh, well, but even if she did,
I'm joking. I don't care.
I don't think that would be his type.
I know it ain't his type.
But yeah, so that is pretty much it. I thought both interviews were weird. I mean, we're good. I think they both showed that both of them can have some growth. I think that Greg, they're both young. They're not even 35.
Yeah.
And yes, age is not indicative of maturity, but there are some things that only experience can teach you. And so we have to acknowledge that. There are some things that you will definitely, your thoughts will change once you go through them. But what I have learned doing this show is that men do feel, and man, when a woman cheats on a man, it is really just the same as when a man cheats on a woman. They just keep it inside. They keep it inside, and then it comes out in very, very bad ways,
But a lot of times the man would cheat with someone he would never leave you with. He would never leave you. But usually when a man cheats, that's not that's the reason why it hurts when women cheat, is because she will actually leave you for him.
But this interview is gonna play on Friday. What I told you guys about with the guy from Ashley Madison, that is not true. That's not true. Well, men actually are cheating with women that make them feel good. And women are actually cheating with men that they just enjoy sex with. So it really is. What?
We're saying leave them with. Leave them for.
There are women cheating today. What he's saying is women are cheating with men they would not leave for.
Men do, right. They don't. That's why women are asking. Men don't ask for divorce usually. It has to be real bad, but we're not divorcing you for the woman we're cheating.
Well, because the man wants to keep cheating and stay married.
Yeah, so because it's about something else. It's not about
Well, this what this guy was saying. It's about the feeling. It's about the way the mystery
right.
makes him
Well,
feel.
the strip club does the same thing. It's not all about naked women.
I
It's
like
really
that.
not.
Ooh, nice word, Haitian Empress, duplicitous. I like that.
It's like the strip club is a lot about how you feel. It's not always about naked women. You go in there and you got $5, $10 for that dance. She makes you feel like the man. I'm talking about when you before you even give her the money and ask for the dance. Her leading up to the dance, it all caters to ego and anybody getting comfortable. Because I'm not even gonna blame it on the women. You see your man every day, wake up, smell his breath in the morning, this, that, and the other. We could all take people for granted and start treating a king like a jester, and start treating a queen the same way. And we take each other for granted and we get comfortable and we forget. Now, they're new to someone else's eyes. And they're also new to anybody that got that money for that dance. So women are really catering to men's ego in there. I don't care how you look. You are the man for that song as long as you got the money and it feels good, even if we have to pay for it. There's nobody nagging. How come you ain't do this? How can you do that? No, you are the man. A lot of it is not the nakedness in the strip club. It's ego. Cater to his ego.
But
Cater
sometimes
to her.
he doesn't want his ego catered to by what's at home. He wants to feel
He
like,
took it for granted, just like I'm saying. We
yeah,
take each other for granted.
yeah, yeah.
But he don't
Well,
want to cater to nobody's ego that's nagging either. Nobody does, him or her.
let's talk about our event because I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'm working on the our dating paraphernalia. We have some good stuff coming up with that. It's yeah, it's the I mean the banners and stuff, the artwork. Working on getting that done. I'm excited. We're gonna have a good time. We've had some good ladies. I do want to say this. I have talked to some single men here because you guys know I know a lot of guys, and we have some good picks that are going to be in the building. So it yes, it is going to be it is going to be some good options. And I think like we said last week, like you don't have to participate in the speed dating at first if you don't want to. You can kind of observe, you could be a part of the vibe. It's going to be an R&B 90s vibe. You can be a part of it and enjoy. We do want you to come out and put yourself out there, but if you just want to come the first time, be amongst the XO family, you are more than welcome to do that. Really, it's all about us just creating some positive experiences, when it comes to male and female interaction. This show has become a positive experience for male and female interaction because when I brought Mo on, then you guys get a chance to see a female and a male, having a positive friendship interaction is completely platonic. My husband, comes on, so you guys get a chance to see that. So we want to keep this energy going so that we start to create memories together. Um, and I think it's going to be a good time. Every month, second Saturday, if you're here in Atlanta, if you are visiting, you can always make sure that you visit on the second weekend of the month so you can come and meet us, hang out. And people do want to be in love. It's a sure thing. Host Diane Murray says, do people want to be in love anymore? I think people do. I think that a lot of people are afraid that it's not out there. And this is all about conquering our fear and moving forward in a positive way.
Hey, don't let this internet. Even I want to be in love. I'm not participating. I'm just saying we all find it whenever we can get
Yeah.
it.
So please, ladies, please don't DM me and say that you want to speed date Mo. Please don't DM me.
Yeah,
Don't.
I'm not. I'm co-hosting with Crystal Jordan. I want to see you guys inspire me. I'm watching you. I'm cheering for you. I'm cheering for the women. I'm cheering for the guys. I just love seeing that energy, man. And guys, don't be shy. Come forward. It's going to be a good time. I guarantee it will not be a regular, boring speed date. Fun energy. We got DJ Nell in the building. Nell does it. It's full because we're in a great establishment, ATL in College Park. What else?
Food is great. We're gonna have drink specials.
It's a
Seagram's
patio.
Escapes free for Seagram's Escapes. Free Seagram's escapes. I know I keep getting the DMs. Y'all know I be getting the DMs on Mo, and I have tried to told y'all that that is not what this show is for. Okay. Constant Baby says if Vanessa shows up, Mo will participate. Will Mo participate if Vanessa shows up? Probably.
Probably not. Probably I'm not. I don't expect y'all stop putting Vanessa on me.
Well, we're not. What we're not going to stop doing is putting Gail King on you. Swimsuit edition. You know what? That's not what we're going to stop doing. We're going to keep doing that because Gail had brought her best game. No.
No.
Yes, she did. You know she did. You was checking Gail out.
I did like her 2-piece. A 1-piece of me.
I was like, did Gail have a 2-piece?
No, hell no. My jacket didn't fit. She was like, put a jacket that fit. What jacket didn't fit? I don't know what you talking about, Haitian Empress.
I'm going to be at Essence. I don't think Mo is going to be there, but I will definitely be at Essence. And I'll let you guys know exactly where. But yes, I think that's it for tonight. We will be back on Friday, but tomorrow at 8:00 is my conversation with Kendra G. Ladies, you definitely need to tune in. Kendra has been doing these dating conversations on YouTube and Facebook and IG. Since 2020, she started during the pandemic. We talk about how she started, why she started doing it, and what she has learned. Trust me, you definitely want to pay attention to that interview. It's a good time. It's a good time. Oh my goodness, Sugar Pie has burst in the door. Y'all want to see Sugar Pie? She still has her pink.
Oh Lord.
Still has her pink hair and feet. Say hi. Hi everybody. Hi everybody. Yes.
Hey, C-Dub, I want to see you in the building.
C-Dub, you have to be there. You have to be there, C-Dub. We will come and get you. Like
our mutual friend, homeboy is coming. I ain't gonna put his name out there, but he's coming too. So
yeah, we gotta. I'm telling you, we got
a bunch of dudes from the job. So yeah.
You guys come out and meet C-Dub. Come out. The Aquarius is still. The Carus is still. He's still in there. He's still doing his thing. He's still there. These fish are mean. Beta fish are mean. Not. I think that's dog torture, because are y'all serious? Because she's pink, she's been tortured.
Yes.
She looked like she's tortured. Sugar Pie, are you tortured? No.
She did not have an opinion on.
The fish is there. The Aquarius is there. All right, y'all. We're gonna get out of here tonight. Not abuse. Y'all are saying abuse. My mom said that. She's like, let that dog be a dog. Come on.
I'm just saying.
What I mean, what you got to say? You should look at her. She's like a little teddy bear. Yeah. Say I like a little teddy bear.
That's what somebody calling people on you.
The water is cloudy. I have to clean it out. I have to clean it out, guys. It'll be cleaned out before Friday. Yeah. Make sure that you like this conversation tomorrow night for the conversation with Kendra G. And of course, back here on Friday at 10:00. Mo.
We didn't even say the name of the new come on, Crystal.
What?
The new show.
What? Oh, the new show.
What the?
I don't even know the name of the new show. It's what? Family Empire? Is that what it is? Is it Family Empire?
Yeah, I'm assuming yes.
It's the show that comes on with the family from Houston.
It comes on at 8:00. We will be watching it, and
we'll be watching it. Yeah, so be here.
Our special guest will be here as well. So we're gonna get to that from the Never Ever Mets. This is a good one. You guys are definitely gonna want to be here for this one. It's a special surprise.
Yes. Houston Family Empire on Friday.
There you go.
Family Empire. Thanks to Marsha. We're going to watch it.
Learn the cast together.
Yes. And you guys come here right after at 10:00, like always. And we're doing our conversation. It does kind of have Love and Marriage Huntsville vibes, but almost a little bit turned up, because if y'all remember when Love and Marriage Huntsville first started, it was not I mean, aside from the fact that Melody and Martell were obviously having marital issues, it was just, it was kind of, it was, they were slow rolling it, right? Slow walking it. It wasn't that he
Give
is
it
not
a
fighting
chance.
for his life.
Give it a chance.
He
And
is
let's see what
not. Y'all are hilarious. Aquarius is not fighting for his life. I did not like. Bye, XO family. We love y'all. We will be back tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Check me out with Kendra G. I will see you guys then.
Peace.
Bye.